Hands together, Mr. Jason Wool.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Marina 84. John's a funny guy. Yeah, John and I have been making the rounds. We started a little while back and we've been doing some comedy. Sorry to disappoint anybody tonight. I am not Adam Sandler. You see that too, right? Some people say I look like Adam Sandler. Some people also say I kind of look like DJ Khaled. You guys ever seen DJ Khaled eat? That boy eats. You ever seen him eat? I kind of think I look like DJ Khaled maybe if he ate Adam Sandler. Or Adam Sandler if DJ Khaled ate him. One of the two. Yeah, I definitely am a big boy. I have a little bit of a belly on me. Last time I saw more than just the tip of my penis, Obama was in office. I miss Obama. Anybody else miss Obama? I also miss seeing more than just the tip of my penis. Maybe I'll lose some weight and it'll come back. Yeah, the last time I looked in one of those full-length mirrors naked, my belly button looked in the mirror too and winked back at me and said, "Hey." So, my name is Jason Wool, W-O-O-L, like a sheep. I realize that I've had to say Jason Wool like a sheep over the years because everybody always thinks I say wolf, W-O-L-F. I'm like, no, people, don't you know you're fucking farm animals? Wolf, sheep, come on. I ran into a person with the last name Wolf one time and I asked them, "Do you ever have any problems spelling your last name?" And they said, "Yeah, everybody always thinks it's Wool." I'm like, fucking people are idiots. I'm not the wolf that's gonna, like, dress up like your grandma. I'm more like the wolf in sheep's clothing that's gonna be like, "Hey grandma, why don't you come over here and take your dentures out so I could get some real head? Let me bend you over to bed like the gilf that you are. How about that, grandma?" The wolf in sheep's clothing. So yeah, if you want to find me, I'm Wool Jason, W-O-O-L Jason on Instagram. I've been living down here in Florida a good little while, but I realized that I do something that most Floridians do, and most of the places, rest of the places in the country you can't really do, and that's I love to eat alligator. And most people I say that to, they're like, ugh. And I'm like, yeah, I love to eat alligator. And I realized even though I love to eat alligator, I'm never gonna be a true Floridian. And that's because I don't do something most Floridians do. And you know what that is? I don't eat ass. I do love me some alligator. I probably ate some barbecued alligator ass one time. But it's funny, people I say were like, ugh, alligator. And I'm like, ugh, ass, right? So, let's see, what else? I got a couple other things here for you guys tonight. So, recently, I'm going to be celebrating my birthday here in August. I'm going to be turning 50. And, thank you. Recently, I was doing some research, trying to figure out a place, am I going to have a party or something, right? And I was like, As I'm doing this research, I realized there's this place that we all know that doesn't have an age restriction. And I was like, wouldn't it be fun to have like a tailgate party out in the parking lot and then have your birthday at Chuck E. Cheese being 50? Could you imagine getting a group of your friends all tailgate out in the parking lot and then go tear up Chuck E. Cheese? You're like, "Where's my pizza, Chucky?" But yeah, turning 50 is going to be interesting. I was watching this thing about memory loss, the fact that I'm getting older. And with that, they were talking about memory loss and that if you start when you're right-handed, brushing your teeth with your right hand all your life, that if all of a sudden you change it up and you start brushing your teeth with your left hand, that it helps rewire your synapses and helps your memory, right? So I was like, why not? I think that's a pretty good idea. So tomorrow, instead of brushing my teeth with my right hand, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start using my left hand. See if that works. I thought that might be a good way to see. So, my mom is also getting old, and I realized that my mom has her space bags and her freezer bags confused. And I realized this the other day because I went to my mom's freezer and I'm like, Mom, why the fuck do you have a freaking sweater in your freezer? I'm like, I know you're cold, but the sweater's probably cold too. Like, that doesn't belong in your freezer. And then I went in their bedroom and I'm like, Mom, something smells in here. And I look underneath her bed and she's got a frozen turkey. I'm like, you're really getting your space bags and your freezer bags confused here, Mom. I'm like, the fucked up thing is she's got a frozen turkey under her bed. And I'm like, Mom, you're a vegetarian. Where the fuck did the turkey even come from? I was scared to look in the extra freezer in the freaking garage, let alone her attic or her basement these days. So I live down in Miami, and I was over here in Hialeah the other day, and I passed the House of Corn. Have any of you guys ever seen the House of Corn? I'm a gringo, so I'm going to pronounce this kind of messed up, but it's Casa de Maíz. You guys ever seen the Casa de Maíz, the House of Corn? Well, I looked it up instead of going there, and I'm like, let me see what's on their menu. And I see they have corn literally 27 different ways. Corn on the cob, roasted corn, corn arepas, all different. No matter which way they serve you the corn, I'm sitting there scratching my head. I'm like, why don't they just serve you the corn in the toilet? It's coming out the same way either way, right? In the end. I know, that was a corny joke. If you're Jewish and you buy and sell and trade stocks, right? Is it kosher to buy and sell and trade bacon or pork belly stock? Can you legally do that if you're kosher, or do you have to go to confession if you do that? So, growing up, I took the English language a little too literally sometimes. And I heard about these Jehovah's Witnesses. And I'm like, the Jehovah's Witnesses? I'm like, what the fuck did these people witness? I'm like, did they all witness a bad plane crash, a train crash? Like something that like literally fucked them up enough that they had PTSD, that they had to go to a meeting once a week, right? Little did I know and find out that meeting once a week for the Jehovah's Witnesses, they were going to church. Oops. That's kind of like the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. I always thought the NAACP was the National Association Against Colored People. Oops. It's kind of like the Salvation Army. I took it a little too seriously. I thought it was a bunch of guys dressed in robes walking down the street on Sundays singing hymns, trying to recruit you for God. Then I found out it was just a fucking thrift store. It's kind of like the difference between a creamery and a crematorium. No matter how many times my mom would explain to me when I was a little kid, oh, one was to go get ice cream, the other was where they like burnt people after they died. I couldn't help but think, I was like, you know, this just doesn't make sense in my little brain. I'm like, what is that, Auschwitz with sprinkles? Ooh, it's a dark one. So, I was saying I live down in Miami, and living down in Miami, I realized that Jesus can go both ways. Now, I know you guys are automatically thinking right off the bat, Jesus going both ways, gay, straight, Jesus was a transsexual. No, I'm not saying Jesus was a transsexual. I'm talking about the pronunciation, okay? It's either Jesus or it's Jesus, right? So if it's all beautiful, died on the cross, robes, all loving, literally nailed it, that's Jesus, right? All of a sudden, the guy walks in 3 hours late, smells like weed, ripped jeans, has a six-pack of Modelo in his hand, wants to get paid under the table. That's Jesus. All of a sudden, you walk in your house, and your grandmother's clutching her pearls, sitting there on the lazy boy crying. She's praying to Jesus, right? All of a sudden, you walk in the house, and all of a sudden, you hear from your bedroom, and you open up your bedroom door and you see your girlfriend, she's fucking Jesus, and that's when you find out she's cheating on your ass, right? Jesus, he walked on water. All of a sudden you hear something walking on your roof at 3 a.m. screaming, where's the weed? That's Jesus. All of a sudden you see somebody run by your front door and jump in your back window. Before you have a chance, you hear a knock at your front door and you open it up and it's ice. That's Jesus underneath the bed praying that Jesus ice ain't gonna take his ass away. So, also living down in Miami, there's this place off of 62nd and 7th Avenue, and I pass it all the time. It's like this 3 or 4 story building. And the building has just this, no branding on it or anything. It just has in like 2-story neon letters. It says, "I see myself in you." And it has a pair of glasses. And every time I pass it, I'm like, "I see myself in you." I'm like, what the fuck is this place? And like I said, there's no branding on it. So I'm sitting there scratching my head and I'm like, is this the Miami Women's Rape Crisis Counseling Center? I see myself in you. So, how am I doing on time? Good. 4 more minutes? Alright. What else do I have for you guys? So, I was craving some shepherd's pie the other day. Yummy, right? Ah, thanks for joining us, Al. We can start the party. Al's here, guys. For everybody that doesn't know Al, this is Al. Best laugh in north, south, east, west Florida, right? So, yeah, I was craving some shepherd's pie, and I was hungry the other day, and I realized that, I don't know, I'm not a shepherd. So I bought a flock of sheep. Now I'm still fucking hungry, and I own a flock of sheep. So, down here in Miami, they're building these new arches. Everybody's seen these arches that they're building down in the bay. They're over time. They're not going to be done in like 2029 now. They're a giant eyesore. They're not hurricane proof. Okay, they had bad concrete, all this stuff. Well, I started doing a little research because I'm like, this is really fucked up about that. Well, I realized that what they're trying to do is Miami, they're trying to emulate the gateway to the west with the arches, which is the St. Louis Arch. You guys all know about the St. Louis Arch, right? So I'm sitting there scratching my head and I'm like, what the fuck is Miami trying to emulate? Like, is Miami, well, what is Miami the gateway to? And that's when I'm like, the gateway to Cocaineville. And then I did a little bit more research, and I can't make this up. Do you know the real name of the architect that is actually designing and making these things? His name is Donald McDonald.
No fucking way.
Yes, fucking way. So Miami is getting McArches, pretty much. McCocaine arches at that. Big, white, giant, freaking snortum something or others. But that's what it is. I can't make it up. So they're getting Donald McDonald arches. And on that note, guys, I thank you very much for my time. Thank you, Marina, and ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I'm snorting at Miami.
Yeah, Jason.
Give it up one more time for Jason Wool, everybody. All right, let's keep this